Thank you very much for joining for a video interview with Citizen Matters today.
It's my pleasure, my pleasure. Always pleasure talking to you or giving interview to you. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. So I will not spend time on anything else. We'll just head straight into
Just
the
go, yeah, go.
issues. I also wanted to congratulate you on being ranked number one yet again on the MLA report card in Praja. So
Thank you. So nice. Thank
yeah,
you very
so
much.
I wanted to ask you, what is it that kind of keeps you going on it, and how does it, because you've been doing this for 15 years now. So what are the uh, major, what do you say, focus points that you kind of always stick to, and why does it work? Like, what are your strengths in that sense?
See, for MLA, I'm last 15 years, 3 terms consecutively, I'm being
Yeah,
MLA. But earlier to MLA, I was a member of municipal corporation also.
right.
That experience has helped me a lot
Okay.
going further, because in Mumbai, the corporation is also very big. More than 50,000 voters are
Yes.
there for the corporation. And all the basic amenities of Mumbai, basic
Right.
amenities, are provided by BMC. It
Right.
health, education, road, water, sewer, everything. So being there in corporation for 2 terms helped me a lot.
Mm.
When I went to the assembly first time, so I was well aware of the problem of city of Mumbai. So that helped me in a very big way, and that is the reason. And I had a very good team on the ground,
Mm.
and basically I'm available all the time in my office. So
Right.
okay, as I was aware of the problem, as I
Mm.
was aware of the ground situation, which
Mm.
helped me, and then is going.
Right. I will, since you mentioned BMC, I wanted to ask you this. We've not had BMC elections for the longest time, right? It's been almost 2 to 3 years, and it's
three
been
years, 3 years.
3 years, and we are still being kind of governed by the administrators. So, what is your response to that? Because when we talk to people and former corporators, they keep talking about how difficult it is to not be there, right? I mean, to not have representation. What are your thoughts on that?
See, what I felt always was that the election will be held on time. It should
Mm,
not be delayed. Because,
mm,
basically a common man, a common
mm,
citizen, a common civilian has
mm.
a very clear idea in his mind. If there is no water in my house, I have to call the corporator.
Correct.
If there are some, potholes, they will call the corporators
Mm,
and MLA as well as also. But small thing, they have that habit in
mm.
Mumbai to go to the politician and get the work done. Very few
Right.
people directly approach the corporation or directly go and meet the assistant commissioner or the concerned officer. So till today,
Mm,
all my corporators, I had 4 corporators in my constituency, all have their offices, they said they do the work.
mm,
But because they have a limited scope to work right now, because they don't
mm,
have funds in their hand,
mm,
and a lot of issues sometimes the assistant commissioner or the DMC or anybody in the corporation does
mm.
not give that response to the corporators who are not elected right now.
Right.
They feel
Right.
it is not my duty to oblige them or it is not my
Right.
duty to fulfill all their demands.
Right.
So basically, people are harassed if there are no
Mm-hmm.
election. The work
Mm-hmm.
definitely gets suffered. And
Mm,
Mumbai, lot of things are getting suffered because there are no corporators.
mm,
And definitely all the load for
mm.
6 corporators in my constituency has come on to MLA because okay, then I have to
Yeah.
look each and every
Right.
most small thing. If there is a garbage pile up or there is a water shortage,
Correct.
there is contamination of water,
Correct.
anything, any under the sky. Now MLA is the only source where people come and
Where people come.
hope that my issue will be sorted out.
Right. Has that changed the way you had to function in the past 3 years? I mean, compared to
Uh,
the previous
lot of time and effort have increased. Otherwise, we used to have a helping hand. Now also I have a helping all my
Mm,
corporates who are ex-corporate working on the
mm,
field. But then, if they have some issues,
mm.
some meetings are not being arranged or something like that, I can tell you that 50% workload has been increased.
Okay.
And
Mm.
you know what I used to do? Now it is
Right.
50% increase because the corporation not in the corporate is not in
Right.
field.
Right. Also, does it have an impact on the funds that are available to you? Because you said
Big,
they don't have their funds.
big,
So,
big implication.
hmm,
And this government um, did some partiality, and they gave funds to the ruling party MLA. Actually, in
yeah.
budget, it was decided that 35 crores will be given to each
Hmm,
MLA for the welfare of the constituency because the corporate is not there. But all money went to the ruling party MLAs, and we in the opposition are not able to get the fund, which has affected a lot. Lot of work
right,
has come to a standstill.
right. Um, for example, like, can you give us a few instances where you wanted to put
No,
some,
for example, repair of house gully, repair of sewer line, repairs
hmm,
of bunch water connection.
hmm,
No, it is in a slow, very slow space. We have to go ask, we have to meet the commissioner, talk to him.
hmm,
Yes, sir, this fund is required. Then go to the concerned Palak Mantri, what we will call a
hmm,
guardian minister. Request
hmm,
him, okay, please, this is a very issue, please sort out. And lot of um problems are there to get the funds right now for
right.
the sitting opposition MLAs.
Right. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, I mean, is that, we've had too many political turmoils in the past 4 5 years, right? And we've seen splitting of parties, people joining like different parties. We constantly feel that, as if there is no the real issues are not being discussed, because each party is somehow holding on to, like, whatever is going on, and the different kinds of coalitions are going on. How do you feel as the elections approach once again, like, do you feel that the real issues are being left behind, given what is going on in Maharashtra and Mumbai at the moment?
See, what I personally feel, I have a very gut feeling for that. If
Hmm.
anybody want to switch the party,
Hmm.
he should first resign and join the other political.
Right. Hmm.
Because the people vote for a party, people vote for an ideology, people vote for a candidate which belong to a party. If anybody wants to switch the party from something, he has to. The
Hmm.
anti-defection law is there. But I feel that morally,
Yeah.
one should resign and join the
Hmm.
party. This is the
Hmm.
commitment what we have made to the people when we got
Hmm.
elected. If we are fighting on the, I am fighting on the Congress ticket, I'll be with the Congress ideology. And tomorrow
Hmm.
I go and join some other party. My
Hmm.
people have voted for something which they
Correct.
want, I should stick to it. And if you
Right.
talk the turmoil which have taken from the first day of the after election last October, Ajit Pawar going
Yeah.
with BJP, then coming back, then Congress going with Shiv Sena and NCP and making the government. Then after 2.5 years again, there was a big
I
fight up and
honestly,
down.
I think people no longer can follow which party is with who or which leader. It's
No, I sometimes joke with my colleague journalist, the in media also people should channel very fast. So, Mela, we also change party so far, and you also change channel so far that nobody knows ke where is somebody today, one, tomorrow there.
it's
But
I mean,
this is not right.
it's
Ethically,
not
it's not right.
fine. Yeah, I mean,
I
nowadays I think
no.
it's becoming a bit of a, I mean, apart from, like, sounding it like a black comedy of sorts, but honestly, I feel that, it is also impacting severely in terms of how the city is managed, how the state is managed, and the issues of, whether it is public health, whether it is pollution, infrastructure, all of this is somewhere getting affected, so how do we kind of address that as the elections approach? Because I feel that the people are bothered with a lot of issues, right? I mean, Mumbai had one of the worst pollution impact in the last couple of years. It has had a lot of infrastructure development, which is continuing to have an impact in terms of redevelopment, and the concrete dust which is in the air and all of that. um, Public transport, the Mumbai best is getting, I mean, we need all of that. So how do you intend to address these issues? You can speak from your constituency point of view, because you obviously
No,
have.
definitely,
Yeah.
I will start with my constituency, Mumbai and
Yes.
Maharashtra, then I will go there also. Basically, the urban affordable housing is a very big issue in Mumbai.
Right.
One is the old developed building. There are
Hmm.
approximately 16,000 buildings which are in a developed condition in the city of
Yes.
Mumbai. This is a
Yes.
very big issue.
A
And
lot of them are in your constituency also, right?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
the entire Mumbai city, Kolaba, Bhaikhalla, Mumbadevi, Malbaril, Shivdi, Worli, they have lot of old development building because it was, as you know, the Mumbai six island came together and the city and it
Yes.
was developed more than 150 years ago. So the big issue which I look at it and which I have worked for last 15 years on this issue, it's very, there are five issues which are very close to my heart as a Mumbaiker, as a MLA from Mumbai because as everybody knows, Mumbai is heart not only of India but entire world. A lot of people come to Mumbai, and if somebody wants to, go to some place, if somebody comes from a native or from other city, you take them to Marine Drive, or you don't have that kind of when you go abroad. You see a lot of things which big cities have, for example, New York, or you go to London, or you go to anywhere in the play world, you see. But here you don't have that kind of tourist spots. But the main concern of Mumbai is, and especially for South Mumbai, is affordable
Mm.
housing, and which can only come through a lot of cluster redevelopment. I
Mm.
I am sure that you have heard about SBUT, the Saifi
Yeah.
Burhanuddin Upliftment
Yes.
Cluster.
Yes.
So when this came to me, the trust called and showed me the models and everything, maybe 10, 12 years ago. We want to do this cluster redevelopment. What is your take on this? So I gave them some good ideas and they implemented the ideas. But there was a lot of teething problems because the cluster development policy was very new. For
Mm.
Mumbai, the cluster redevelopment it was 33/7, which earlier the redevelopment of old developed building. But on the pencil building were coming up, lot of parking problem, lot of open space problem. It was not solving the main core issue of
Mm.
housing. So then cluster redevelopment was a good policy. Prithviraj Chauhan was a chief minister. So I took very big initiative in that project and all the permissions and all the changes in the policy, changes in DCR with lot of meetings. Then government formed a committee of housing to look into it and all party MLAs were member to it and we did a very fantastic way and we changed some laws for which now the cluster development will be taking off. Kamatipura cluster redevelopment
Mm.
is, on the verge of getting started. In that project, we worked for more than 10 years to come to this
Mm.
stage that tender will be called. 800, 800 landlords. To
Mm.
bring 800 landlords together was a very big task.
Mm.
Then the Kamatipura Vikas Samiti is formed, tenant landlord association made, and project management consulting was appointed. And now the high power committee government of Maharashtra has approved the project, and the tender will be called as soon as this Achar Sanhita code of conduct is over.
Mm.
So that is a very big project. 2 minutes walk from the Mumbai Central Station,
Mm.
where lot of affordable housing will come up. So
Mm.
that will give a major boost to the economy of the city also. A
Mm.
lot of people will be able to come and live in Mumbai Central. Lot of infrastructure around that place. It is very big project, 32 acres of parcel of land which will come for
Mm.
redevelopment. Lot of schools, hospital, gardens, playground will come there. So that will have a very changing face of Mumbai.
Mm. Right. One of the things I wanted to ask you specifically was about public transport and its connection with, because we've been seeing multiple projects being launched, whether it's metro, whether it's Atal Setu, whether these coastal road, these are all really big ticket projects. But increasingly, more and more surveys indicate that they're being used by the private vehicle users. They're being used by those who own cars or go by cars. However, the maximum number of people, who would rely on either the suburban railways or the best bus system. Um, how can we cater to them so that movement becomes easier? Secondly, there are also studies that show that the more we improve public transport systems, the whole traffic congestion, pollution, burden on existing roads will come down. But that seems to be not happening as much as we would like it to.
I
Any
agree with you.
particular, yeah, yeah.
Thing is that why people use their own vehicle?
Hmm.
There are four vehicles in one house. you know,
Correct.
people traveling. It's not
Yeah.
good. It's not good. I also have 3, 4 vehicles, but there is no alternative to that. But what I have suggested is that I've taken these issues multiple times in the Maharashtra Assembly. Okay, we should have, like in London and other places, we have that Oyster card. We
Right.
have Central Railway, Western Railway, Harbour Railway, then you come to BST, then you go to Mono, then you go to
Right.
Metro. So a lot of difficulties for
Right.
people who wish to travel in public transport,
Right.
but that is not so much integrated. No, lot of problem with that issue. So we have that kind of facility, and water transport in and around Mumbai is very important. We have to
Right.
start anyhow. We have to start there now. The
Mm.
coastal road coming and this
Mm.
because you have to decongest the city. City is
Correct.
expanding like anything. Now from here
Mm.
to Mira Road, when you go from here to Malad, it takes
Mm.
2.5 hours. While the express, when you take express, you reach Pune in 2.5 hours. To reach my fellow MLA in Malad, one day I went to his house. It took me 2.5 hours to reach there. 2.5 hours going, 2.5 hours coming, 15 minutes work over there. So it's very difficult. So government should plan that all this transport, public transport system should
Mm.
come under one roof, center and the state,
Right.
and improvise that. Now we have some AC trains also, and if it is made easier, I can assure you, okay, it will be very effective. The working atmosphere will improve. To travel for 2 hours and come for a meeting,
Mm.
it's very tiring. It's very
Oh.
tiring. So if now they have said last time when I they raised the issue, the government of Maharashtra said, okay, we are working on that.
Mm.
Something all public transport linked together, and
Mm.
especially we should start with this water transport system. I
Mm.
think it will. Hong Kong. You have seen in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
You have seen in London. We should not encourage this private vehicle. We should try to avoid this private vehicles, and if we give a good thing, in
Would
Switzerland,
you
I have
also
seen.
recommend a congestion charge or the way it is charged in Zone 1 of London because your
See,
constituency
we
is
are politicians.
coming in Zone 1?
So we are politicians. If I tell this thing, that will affect my election very badly. We are the
Because
one
Mumbadevi will
party.
definitely come in Zone 1 and it is linking to all the.
So thing is that get burden on people. I won't see. We are abolishing toll. Now toll have been abolished in Mumbai. So congestion
Can't
charges, the
replace
person,
by congestion
the
charge.
congestion charges is not possible. Really, it
Right.
is very difficult. But uh, something ring road for the city that the traffic now coastal road definitely is some traffic on that front, but in the city also, for example, now there is a plan that from Chopati directly freeway there will be a flyover going above the JJ flyover. I think that will help. But what we do first of all, government is late by 10, 15 years. Then things take to make another 5 years. So you are late by 20
By
years.
then we have doubled the vehicles that
Then
were.
by that time the vehicles are double. What you do then you cannot decongest it. For Mumbai, it's very, very important
Hmm.
to decongest the city,
Hmm.
to make the infrastructure in such a way
Hmm.
that people use public transport. Then only you will be able to deliver something to the people.
Right. One of the suggestions that we spoke to a lot of civic groups before we started with interviews, for the elections, and one of the things that the recommendations was if the MLAs or corporators when they come through, could use their funds to make areas around railway stations and metro stations more accessible and more easily walkable, like with footpaths and basic, very very basic amenities. Is that something that can be done via MLA fund? Is that something that
We
can?
do it. We do the
Hmm.
beautification. I've done a lot of beautification in my constituency.
No,
Uh,
not beautification so much as making public transport points easily accessible. Like, like because I know railways doesn't come under you, right? So,
yeah,
does working around a railway stations is something that an MLA could consider?
Yeah, thing is that I have two stations in my constituency, but the problem is that what you're talking of footpath or what you're
Hmm.
talking of accessible roads, the city is so tight in that places. For example, Santoso station, you come out of the station, you're on the road.
Yeah.
You're just stepping out of the station on the
Hmm.
road. Masjid Mandir, you're stepping out of the road.
On the
Mumbai
road.
Central.
True.
So, it is not some place where you can do something or
Right.
you can, because for this, only one solution to Mumbai is, especially
Hmm.
the South Mumbai, is cluster redevelopment.
Right.
If that is implemented properly,
Hmm.
government should little bit be strong and give incentive because when we started Kamatipura redevelopment, it was not feasible only. Nobody was coming forward only because a lot of premium. In Mumbai today, more than 40% of the um, price of the flat or shop goes as a premium to Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. So it's such a high premium.
Hmm.
And what there was a study, I did a study
Hmm.
where thing is that I think it was Paris, ke, if you are far from the railway station, you get more FSI.
Hmm. True.
In that
Yeah.
kind of thing, it is, you are at the BT station, you get 4 FSI, you are very far also you get 4 FSI. You have to encourage housing, you know, something where people get incentive and you get a free area to move around. Mumbai city, it's sound very good to speak on these issues, but
Hmm.
to implement, it's very tough
Very
job,
tough.
any very tough job for the government and for the
Right.
MLAs and the corporators or the member of parliament. But we have to do something.
Hmm.
Otherwise, city will die. I'd
Hmm.
like to give you one example. Recently, I was in a delegation to University of Wales.
Hmm.
We went there, we studied there for a couple of days. We live in that dome, and it was a
Hmm.
very memorable experience. But the city of Wales passed a law, Future Generation Act,
Hmm.
what future generation will need. And
Hmm.
it was all party delegation. We have 12
Hmm.
MLAs from all parties. We went there, and we have introduced in Maharashtra State Assembly a private member bill
Hmm.
that for future generation and
Hmm.
future generation everything under that. It
Hmm.
is infrastructure, it is education, it is health, it is
Health.
environment,
Hmm.
everything. So
Hmm.
we have moved that to private member bill, and hopefully people will elect us again and we'll go there and we'll again work on that bill.
Right.
But that will help. I think that will help. We have to 50 years down the line, we have to think 50 years down the line. The
Hmm.
plan should be not for 5, 10, 15, 25 years. It should be down for 50 years plan.
Just couple of last questions actually. When you mentioned 50 years down the line, I can't help but bring up climate change and the risk that Mumbai faces as a coastal city, you know.
Big risk, very
Mm.
big risk. uh, some centimeter increase in the water and lot of part of I don't want to name the part of the Mumbai but people will, but it's a very big. It's a
Right.
very big. I've gone through some studies on this issue.
Hmm.
Okay, whatever land we have reclaimed will come into a very big
Will
problem.
come into, yeah.
Big
So
problem.
also, I mean, to kind of bring in politics into this, basically, in the previous government had launched the Mumbai Climate Action Plan, and Aditya Thackeray was the environment minister at that time, and there was some movement on it, and the plan was prepared, and all of that. Any thoughts on how it has impacted post the change of guard? I mean,
No,
because we
to be
don't
very
see much discussion about it in the public domain at the moment,
actually
other
to
than there
be
has been a green budget in the BMC, that we know about that, but we don't know what is happening on ground. So
basically there should be a commissioner for this, special commissionerate for this thing. I think uh, Portugal. Portugal has this kind of thing where they've set up a special commissionerate for it. eh, that think tank will look after because you cannot put everything on the politician. I don't have that kind of expertise.
yeah.
I can speak something, but I cannot give the right views if I'm not well. aware
Right.
of the problem or aware of the impact,
Expertise
which
in
is
that sense. Yeah.
expertise and impact of the problem. So
Mm,
there should be a commissioner for this who should look into this.
mm,
If after XYZ years and the level of the water increases, so this thing can happen. So how can we, first of all, try to do something that we can stop this? And it's a need of the hour. We
mm,
talk of roads, we talk about transportation, we talk
mm,
about coastal road, but definitely this will impact in coming days in a very big way. And Mumbai, especially Mumbai, we have other cities like Goa and other part also.
yeah.
But Mumbai, we have to immediately work on this, and it should
Given
be,
how big the population also is, right?
yeah,
It's not a
yeah,
coastal
yeah,
city which is like, sparsely populated. It's a coastal city which is densely populated.
densely populated, heavily densely populated, you can say.
Mm.
But in this, political should be kept aside.
Hmm.
That is very important thing. Okay,
Right.
there should be a plan for the city of Mumbai
Hmm.
for this issue,
Hmm.
uh, climate change and environment,
Hmm.
and that has to be non-political thing, where
Correct.
good government officers and
Hmm.
experts people should
Hmm.
make a plan, and any government who is coming in place should implement that plan. Then only we'll be able to do something because today there is a government, tomorrow other government will come. They will have their own plan. This risk, I take this as a risk to the human life and to the
Hmm.
city, and we should not be taken lightly. We have to be work very strict, and very strict means no politics, no political lines, no
Hmm.
political parties should come in between this.
Right. One last thing, what do you have to promise for your constituency, and how do you intend to fulfill those promises?
See, one is affordable housing with cluster
Hmm.
redevelopment, proper planning.
Hmm.
Second is free good quality of education. I am working on education. I have
Hmm.
converted some school into English medium school,
Hmm.
which are doing very well, and it's
Hmm.
entire free education with the NGO CRS fund. Then one thing which I am thinking is that, and I work on this, is the state of art skill development center. When we talk about skill development center, people think masonry, carpenter, electrician, not that
Hmm.
with new technology, maybe robotic, artificial intelligence, that kind of skill
Okay.
development center. I'm planning to set up. I identify some place also for that. In next 5 years, I will work on that. Then affordable, good healthcare. The
Hmm.
healthcare, education and healthcare. So
Hmm.
education is continuous process of life. Education is continuous process of life, and we should work on it.
Hmm.
And I think they definitely will help me. Then is I told you the well-being of future generation act
Hmm.
which we are working on. These
Yeah.
are the five. I don't want to promise which I cannot deliver or which cannot I work
Right.
for coming 5 years. These are the five things which I am working on it, but I
Right.
will take it at the more speed further also.
Right. All right. Anything else that you would like to mention uh, to the viewers or to your people of the constituency or Mumbai?
See, first of all, my people are very good. They always support me, they always love me, and they always vote for me. So I am very confident. Again, once again, raising their voice in the assembly, working for them in the assembly. I'm very confident. I'm 100% confident. Inshallah, I will win this election. I have worked in this constituency for last 30, more than 30 years. So
Hmm.
I'm well acquainted with all the problems of the city, and they know me very well. I know them very well. It's
Hmm.
always better to use a tested missile than go for a new missile.
Not worried about anti-incumbency at all.
I'm not, absolutely not, absolutely not. I'm this time I'm more confident than last time what I was. This time more confident I was.
Hmm.
Definitely, inshallah, I'll be winning this election with help of my people, and I will serve them what I've done for last 25, 30 years.
All right. Thank you very much.
My
Thank you
pleasure,
very much
Prachi.
for your
My
timing.